Caller, you're live on the air. What's your name, comment, and or question?
Hey, Ben. This is Michael Graham of the author of ProgressiveArmy.com.
Yes, sir. What's going on, my brother?
I'm calling to check in with you. I was listening to the show. I don't get to listen live often, you know, family time and such. I just want to touch on what you've been talking about. As far as the thought experiment is concerned, I'd like to skip over that real quick, and go back a little bit if you don't mind.
You're going to skip right over my thought experiment, but go ahead.
My apologies.
Go for it. Go for it.
Wonderful.
Well, you're on hold. You're on hold, so I'll take it. What do you got?
Okay. All right. What I wanted to talk about was you touched on something as far as how reactionary the left has become.
Yep.
I think part of the problem is I started writing a piece on it a couple of weeks ago, but I left it alone. I guess I should have gone ahead with it. We've lost the messaging war, right?
Yep. We've a long time ago. Yep.
We lost it. We lost it a while back. I don't know if there was a marker somewhere, but we've along with that we've allowed the Obama presidency to freeze us, right? We've every time that President Obama does something that we would never accept from a Republican or for us as black people from a white person, we're kind of frozen. We're like, hey, we got to back Obama, you know? And along those same lines, we as liberals, we've failed to support our flamethrowers, right? People like you, people like Jink, you know, Sam Cedar. These are people that should have their own. You guys should have your own TV shows at this point, right? It should be what MSNBC started to become, right? For
a week or so. Yeah,
there should be an anti-Fox show, and I think we've lost the messaging war because our people who in power became complacent. Our people with money have become complacent. There's no reason in the world why, like the Patriotic Millionaires of America, that organization is trying to change things. There's no reason in the world why they shouldn't be building some sort of messaging team. You know, like Air America started.
Here's the problem with that, though. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, Michael. The problem with that is that is that the strongest voices on the left are inherently threats to the establishment, because if you're not gonna find let's give me somebody establishment. Let's take my favorite dude, Jonathan Capehart, right? Not really a strong voice, right? Not really able to go toe to toe with a whole bunch of people, especially in the audio video format. Joy-Ann Reid, establishment. You can list all of the establishment players, and they're okay. They're not bad. They're good for TV, but they're not able to fight in the trenches and go up against people like Mark Levin, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly. That's why those guys are crushing the people on the left, because the establishment is afraid. They don't want to give voice. They don't want to give power to somebody like Cenk Uygur. That's why he couldn't hang at MSNBC. He was probably going to be their very best host that they could ever have, next to Keith Olbermann, but they could not allow him to stay, because even though he was their strongest voice, he was potentially a threat to the establishment, and they were willing to lose the messaging war in order to protect the establishment from progressives.
Yeah, and I agree 100% there. But now we look where we see where we are now. Now we're back to the thought experiment. We're facing a hawkish corporatist Hillary Clinton versus maniac Donald Trump. Or if the Republican convention goes, as some people say it may go,
Ted Cruz.
We're facing Ted Cruz. Which is even worse.
And we're only facing that, Mike. Thanks so much for the call, man. The lines are blowing up. I guess people got stuff to say about this thought experiment after all. We're only facing that possibility because they have religiously suppressed progressive voices. I mean, you had people like Keith Olbermann got crushed by MSNBC. You had Randy Rhodes, who really never got a chance to one of the strongest voices in progressive radio, never getting the support of mainstream Democrats and people on the left. She was a strong progressive voice, but you have strong progressive voices, and they're terrified of those progressive voices. And the result of it is they put up these mamsy, pamsy, flimsy, whimsy, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. No, they put up these weak commentators, these people who are cerebral. Yes, they're smart. Sure, they're smart, but they don't have any fire in their belly. They don't have any fight in them. They're not ready to go head to head with Bill O'Reilly. They're not ready to go head and head with Rush Limbaugh. They're not ready to fight those fights that need to be fought. They just want to get on TV and pontificate about their thought experiments. Caller, you're live on the air. What's your name, comment, and/or question?